Going?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's everyone doing today? This is B-Rad's. It's not B-Rad's beer review. It is. I had a special request to make some salsa because I was always eating salsa on, I call it Salsa Sunday Fun Day with my wife normally, and I was always cooking salsa. So I thought I'd give you the very basics on how to make salsa. I'm not an expert by any means, so do not listen to a damn thing I say because I will steer you wrong each time. First, the most important thing to do is to reach inside your refrigerator and grab yourself a beer. I'm drinking the Oak Spire Bourbon Barrel Ale by Knob Creek and New Belgium. It is delicious. I have a beer review on it already. Give it a try. It is, if you're into the bourbon barrel aged beer, it's a great combination. New Belgium, Knob Creek, can't go wrong with that. So with that being said, you want to take a sip. And I want to wish, this is November 10th, 1775. The Marine Corps was formed in Tun Tavern, Philadelphia. That's where, yes, we got together in a bar, did some drinking, and came up with, we need to make the world's best fighting force to protect the Navy from the pirates. So they came up with the Marines, and I have joined those ranks 25 years ago. So I start off with, do you see those tomatoes? I start off with a pan full of tomatoes. I use Roma tomatoes, okay? You can use whatever you want. And I normally put it on medium, and I let them roast. See, I'm letting them roast. I'll turn them a little bit, and then I got the oven set on 375. Once I get these nice and roasted, as I like to call it, then I will put it in the oven and let them bake for 5-10 minutes. And then over here I've got my onion. Now I use 2 to 3 small onions. Believe it or not, this is one giant big onion. And I love using the yellow sweet onions. And what I do is I just normally get these till they're a little translucent. And I also add a little salt, and of course I'll add a little pepper periodically through the cooking process, just for some flavor. That's how I do it. That's not how you have to do it. You should spice everything according to your flavor. Okay, I've got some. I've already pre-chopped some other ingredients in here, and it's cilantro. Now, a lot of my family does not like cilantro. I love cilantro. Typically, I put a bunch in the salsa, but I don't do it because my family does not like cilantro. So I have a little bit of habanero, 2 habaneros, and I have 3 jalapenos. Now I do kind of like to cook. I do like to cook the habaneros and the jalapenos, give them a nice flavor for roast, and I'll save the cilantro for last in the blender. What you want to do also, okay, you have your Roma tomatoes. You have maybe 1 big onion, 2 or 3, depending on your whatever you like. Okay, I use a little olive oil on the bottoms of my pans to saute everything. A little salt and pepper, and I'm sorry I am not so YouTube savvy that I can give you an ingredient list, so you're just going to have to write them down and remember. And then, of course, I've got, at the end, I've got 2 lemons, I've got 2 limes, and believe it or not, we will put a little sugar inside there, offset the heat. Hopefully we're not going to get a lot of heat. Miss B-Rad does not like, well, she likes a little heat, but I made it a little too heated. It got heated in the kitchen last time I was cooking salsa. So I do not want to have that happen again. These onions are getting to about where I like them. I don't like them real soggy and You know, so there was a guy cooking and it was really translucent. These are getting translucent. These are probably, I'm going to turn them off. My tomatoes are looking good. You know, they're getting nice and soft. And once again, these are Roma tomatoes. And I'm using my bare hands like a Marine would do normally when he's doing things. We do things the hard and painful way. So, with that being said, we're gonna... Hey, I got the Ninja! Man, this was the best investment. At least for making salsa anyhow. So, well, crap. Kid-proof. What do you do? Alright, we are going to take a short break because I'm going to... Oh, well, there we go. The oven is ready for the tomatoes, and I think the tomatoes look pretty good. So we're gonna set. I'm gonna turn the heat off on these onions. I'm gonna let these tomatoes. Now normally, let's see how many tomatoes I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got probably 10 or 12, but I was just making a small batch of salsa, which will pretty much fit in that blender. Well, and we also got some diced tomatoes. Now, I just learned how to make salsa not that long ago. And when I did my research and everything, people were putting these cans of diced tomatoes in there. I don't know why. I took the best of like 4 or 5 different salsa videos to make my salsa. And every time I change my recipes, I experiment here and there. And that's what I encourage you to do, is to experiment with your recipe. You may not like jalapenos. You may not like an onion. You know, you can also put bell peppers in there. You can do a lot of things with salsa to make it flavorful. And, yeah, look at that. That's what I got for being, man, you know, look at that. It says Salsa Champion. Woo, woo. Yeah. That's what I get. And here, while we're waiting on that, we'll take another sip of beer. I am going to let the tomatoes roast a little bit, probably clean up a little bit, and then we'll get on to putting everything in the blender and getting the, what do you call it? Getting the lemons, the sugar, adding everything after the fact. A little salt in there also, just depending with flavor. Everything's about whatever you want, and you can make it as you go. Whether you want it to be a little hotter, you can put a little more jalapenos in it. That's the great thing about that. Or if it's not salty enough, you put a little bit more salt and so forth. So, Mrs. B-Rad will shut this off. Well, she'll put it on pause. And when I get ready, we'll finish off the salsa, and then we'll taste it and see what happens. And then you will have the recipe for an award-winning salsa. So hold on, I'll be right back. Welcome back. I looked into the oven, and the tomatoes look like they're pretty good to go. So, safety first, I'm using my oven mitt. Instead of doing the Marine Corps deal, you know, except I will with hot tomatoes. I don't, yeah. That's why I didn't do that. Alright. You didn't see that. It's still good. Like I said, I do not know why. I guess this diced tomatoes, plus I use the ones with basil, garlic, and oregano. Give it a little bit more flavor to it. So I like to put a couple in, 2, 3 at a time in it first. And then I will, what do you call it? Give it a little blend. All right. Now something I forgot, and Mrs. B-Rad would have been pissed if I didn't do this, is I chopped up about 5 or 6 garlic cloves. Now, if you don't like garlic, then leave the garlic out. If you like a lot of garlic, then use 5 or 6 cloves like I did and stuff. And I'll put these ingredients in now. Okay. So we'll blend those up. I just use the pulse, that way it's not getting too, it doesn't look like, it doesn't look like, I don't like it real runny, but I don't like it looking real thick. Now we're going to add the other ingredients, or some of them. I like to do this in like a phase. Tomatoes, some onions, the other stuff. So I think it helps with the blending of salsa. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Once again, do not listen to me. I'm not a professional cook. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. Yes, Miss B-Rad notified that I did not have that knob on correctly, and she's giving me the finger, and no, it's not the middle finger, it was the thumb she was giving me. So, I will use my oven mitt here, and hopefully these cool down a little enough for me to throw them in here and not lose them. Now, see, they got a nice roasted look, they're a little soft, and that's how I think you want them. I throw them in there. I'm going to save a couple for last. That way I can throw the rest of these onions in here. We're going to blend these up. Now, call me crazy, but I like doing things a certain way. And I just kind of feel if I do it the same way, then that salsa, I get the same result. Call me crazy whenever you go to Subway. If that Subway sandwich is put together the exact same way, it should taste the same. But if you get some sandwich artist that does not put it together the same, it has a different taste to me, and that's kind of how I feel about making the salsa. Now, as you can see, I didn't use that many tomatoes and stuff, but with all the ingredients, I mean, you're getting almost a full blender full of this. Like I said, I cut back a couple tomatoes. Normally it's this pan I use, and it's full of tomatoes, and that normally makes one big 21 milliliter, 2.1 liter thing of salsa. Let's get the last of these ingredients in here. Maybe take a beer break. That's important. Got to stay hydrated. Of course, I say, I'm celebrating Marine Corps birthday, so don't think I didn't talk. All right, now that's got a nice look to it. Let's put the final 2 tomatoes in, and then we're going to pour it into a container, and then we're gonna add the other ingredients to this. Plus, I like to pour it in the container, because if it's too thick, then I put it back in the blender, blend it to the consistency that I like. Miss B-Rad likes. She don't like it chunky. Neither do I. So. All right, I think we got a good blend on that. Yeah, it looks like it. Nice blend. Let's get the container out, and then well, you know what? I'm not going to get the container out. I'm going to do this. All right, you want to take your lemon, add your freshly squeezed lemon right in there.
It's a lime.
It's not like making lemonade either.
It's a lime.
I don't know what.
It's a lime.
My wife just made a comment, and a smart-ass comment I would like to add. She said that was a lime. I could have swore I grabbed the lemon. I was not paying attention. So, once again, I do like to mislead everyone into thinking this could be a lime. How do we know? How do we know that these are really what they really are? I mean, this could be an apple, as far as we know. We've always been told that. Oops, I think I lost a seed in there. I try to be careful and not do that. Oh, there's one. Get it out of there. Nothing wrong with a little extra added nutrients from the seeds. I'm sure they're plentiful and nutritious. I don't know. These are normally bigger limes and lemons that I normally use. I might have been able to get away with using one or two, or just one. I mean, of both of them, because they were pretty large. We're going to blend this out. All right. Got everything going. Now we're going to reach in here and get... that's not the right one. All right. I'm going to get my bowl out, throw that down. Then, of course, well, the middle part's not going to come out until I dump all this out, I guarantee it. All right, I've got a nice consistency here, I think. I don't know, it's not real chunky and it's not real watery looking. All right, it's up to you. I mean, if you want, those diced tomatoes, I drained them. So if you want a little bit more juice or something, then you add that in there. So I will show you what comes next now. What comes next is the most important, I feel. It is the taste test. All right, now we got this raw ingredient here, and we're going to need to, and guess what? I, for some reason, grabbed some, I don't know, organic chips and quinoa. Good God, what was I thinking? I was in a hurry and I was already checked out, and I made probably a grave mistake. Now I'll be pooping these little black dots out. All right, we're gonna give this a test for if we need to add a little salt and how much sugar. I know Mrs. B-Rad's gonna. I believe the sugar takes the acidity down, maybe the heat a little bit. So I'm not real big in measuring things. So, but like I said, I'm doing this for taste. So, you know, this is a little warm. Hopefully it's not too warm. All right, we'll add a little sea salt. Well, actually, how about that? Okay. Well, anyhow, add a little salt, a little sugar, a little spice, and makes everything nice. All right, let's give it a try. And I'm sure my wife's going to enjoy these weird chips that I bought. That's better. Took the heat down a little bit. The salt gave a little bit more flavor in. Came back. And I don't know, the lemon and the lime pair really well with the heat, the sugar and all that ingredients. So that is how B-Rad makes salsa. So take this, take all your anger and hate and put it in a salsa. So with that, I don't know, I might taste this again, see, I'm 100% positively sure this is okay. It is fantastic. Thank you for watching. It is the Marine Corps' 243rd birthday. So, simplified, all my brothers and sisters out there. and me and Mrs. B-Rad are going out to the Veterans Day Memorial Park for the celebration, and then after that we will be going to a place called Aeroplanes Brewery. It's a Marine Corps owned and operated brewery, owned by Gunny Lance. I don't know his last name, I just call him Gunny because that was his rank, and his first name's Lance. Great guy. He's got a great brewer, Troy. So go out there if you'd like. Come and hang out with me and Mrs. B-Rad. Have a beer. Celebrate the Marine Corps 243rd birthday, and thank you guys very much. Semper Fi.